love to talk to you about shortness of breath, because now you're 34 weeks pregnant and you've been feeling short of breath. Now, do you get a bit worried at the moment that it might be something else because of the whole virus, the COVID-19 going around? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, shortness of breath. Oh, really bad. Even talking, I'm out of breath. It's definitely been a different pregnancy, being pregnant around the COVID-19 time. And obviously the main impact for me is I've had appointments cancelled. So usually I'd see a midwife every 2 weeks, and then it's every month at the hospital and every month at the GP, alternating. So there's always been this contact, and if I've got questions, there's always been someone at hand very quickly to answer and to put everything at ease and check the baby and check the heartbeat, and check the position of the baby, and then answer questions like shortness of breath. So because this is my second pregnancy, I'm not worried about it, because I remember having this with my first pregnancy. I remember being quite out of breath, and I remember knowing or being told that it was probably iron deficiencies. So I've been supplementing on iron, and I think that does make a difference. I don't eat a lot of meat, so I probably am a bit deficient in iron. So, but yes, I have been still short of breath and quite, with the COVID-19, I've not really been too worried about it, because I haven't been out and I haven't gone, as a pregnant lady, they do say just stay at home, self-isolate as much as possible. And I haven't had any hospital appointments. My next hospital appointment is May. So it might be that they've loosened the laws a little bit. But I haven't been in touch, I haven't been in contact with anybody. So I don't think I have any risk of catching COVID-19. So it's not been something that I'm worried about. But the shortness of breath, I think, is just purely because I'm third trimester. I haven't done too much exercise because we're not really allowed to go out and about, but running after a little 1-year-old toddler is exercise enough, really. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, the shortness of breath, I think possibly is linked with iron, but mostly I think it's due to being 34 weeks pregnant.
Do you know what? I've never heard of it. Sorry, I jumped in. I've never heard of it being linked with iron before. So did they tell you any reasons behind that?
Well, just iron is hemoglobin carries oxygen, so you're lacking in oxygen. I think certainly in the beginning of pregnancy, in the first trimester, I was very out of breath. And obviously that had nothing to do with any kind of the coronavirus or anything like that. But I think that's because of the increased amount of progesterone, which fights for oxygen. I'm not sure, but I know there was some sort of hormonal imbalance or balance that just takes up a little bit more oxygen. But yeah, the iron, you need iron, more hemoglobin, more oxygen to carry around. But also, I mean, now this baby is quite high up, so it's pushing up against my diaphragm. So, there's a bit of shortness of breath, I think probably mostly because of that. And I don't know if it's because of my age. I'm now 42. And I mean, I don't think it's because of my age, but they'll always blame the age on something.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense now, because your blood increases when you're pregnant. So your blood volume can increase up to 50% more than your normal blood volume, and then your lungs are, working at greater capacity to pump the blood around. And then, of course, if you take extra iron in some form or shape, then it's going to help you out. I remember I always got advised to take iron, but I didn't know why. And I was drinking this lovely, iron flavored, or not iron flavored, it's like a special iron filled up drink, and red grape juice, because I live somewhere where there's loads and loads of grapes growing, so that was really easy to get rid of. Yeah, I remember that whole out of breath thing. I think with my first pregnancy, I lived right at the top floor and I had to go up 4 flights of stairs So
Oh my God, I can't even imagine doing that. Oh no.
it was slow progress some days.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's ridiculous, and it makes you feel quite unfit. And I probably am, not as fit as I should be. But it's easy to lose fitness when you're third trimester, because you're not going for long walks, or certainly not going for runs. So yeah, it's probably a mixture of all of that. And your body's working so hard. I mean, here you are, this baby is doubling, well, an extra half a pound a week that's what they're putting on now in weight. So there's a lot of activity going on.
Go on, stand up and show us your bump. Go on.
Oh, okay. Here it is.
Oh wow! Amazing.
Yeah.
All snuggled and wrapped up as well. That's the best, isn't it? I love that. That's what I did with mine.
Yeah.
Love keeping them cozy. Really nice.
Well, it's a little bit colder today. Well, the sun's only just started to come out, but I have been sun tanning. So I've got a nice brown belly instead of it being all white and horrible going on.
Yeah, the third trimester is really big, isn't it? It's completely different to all the other ones. It's you certainly start blooming.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. You really feel pregnant.
Well, I'm really glad you're keeping well, and that, even though you're feeling a bit short of breath sometimes, that you're not getting worried about it, because I can imagine maybe not being able to go to the doctor like you can, that a lot of women will be wondering, okay, is it just because I'm pregnant, or is it maybe to do with the virus? What kind of information is out there? And yeah, it must be a bit worrying for some. So I'm really glad that you're staying at home and keeping isolated and keeping well. So that's really good to hear.
Yeah, I think that's the best advice, really. Just follow the guidelines, stay at home, not be in contact with anyone from the outside. Wash your hands a lot, use sanitizer, especially after receiving post. Actually, they say, after receiving post or parcels, just wash your hands afterwards. So I'm following all the guidelines, and I think that's probably the best advice for any pregnant woman at the moment.
Right, well, thank you so much, Sharon, for talking about shortness of breath during pregnancy, and it was really good to share. Thank you also for showing your lovely, beautiful belly. And I really hope then that your experiences can help other women out there, other pregnant women. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me, Vicky.